Entitled parents can be the worst. I'm your host, Height. Let's see who's been cursed. Our first one is from EveryDiver8923. I do face paint at various popular kids attractions throughout my city. I work for a company that has contracts with the locations, and then I just go in as needed. My company also offers caricatures, and I believe a few other things. I'm sure I've got tons of stories, but this one always sticks out to me. It was New Year's Eve. I had plans that night, and thankfully my boss was letting me off at 4 p.m. because the location I was at had a private event starting at 5. The caricature artist was also off at 4. It takes us roughly 20 to 30 minutes to clean everything up, so around 3:45 we start cleaning up. I'm finishing up everything and throwing my trash out, closing up our registers, and getting ready to pull my signs in. My stand has a sign that says closed that I put up. As I'm putting my signs in, a lady comes up the stairs with a boy and asks if I'm closed. I tell her that I am, and she asks why I'm closing at 4. I explain that it's New Year's Eve and the location has an event going on that I'm not needed for. She goes off about how she wanted her son to get his face painted and she can't believe I'm closing. I apologize, but I wasn't supposed to be there past 4. Honestly, if I still had my supplies out, I usually will do a face paint, but everything was put up and cleaned, and I didn't have time to redo everything. She notices the caricatures, then asks if they're closing. I tell her now they are, and she's flipping out again about how it's only 4 and we should stay longer because she wants stuff. She says, "You guys just got here and you guys are just leaving? How are we supposed to get anything done?" She continues to insist that I stay longer to paint her kid's face and make the caricature artist stay as well. But it was already after 4 at this point, and we were both exhausted. Finally, she just rolls her eyes and walks away, still yelling about how she got there and how ridiculous it is that she can't get her son's face painted. The son didn't have any interest in the face paint. It was the mother who wanted him to get it. I wonder how she reacted when she found out the entire location was closing down for the event within the hour. I feel like, considering she already flipped out at OP, every place that she went to that was closing within that hour, she was probably losing her collective shit there as well. Because I swear, entitlement like this knows no bounds. This next one is by Educational Fan 3874. I live in the US and hadn't seen my mom or 15-year-old brother in 1 year. They live in Brazil and I wanted to give them a special experience. So I paid for everything, including 2 international business class tickets as we used to do once a year, to make them feel comfortable and loved. Also in her case, healthy-wise. I'd planned this trip with care, especially hoping to reconnect with my brother, but from the moment they arrived, my mom was cold, critical, and manipulative in 2 days. She made passive-aggressive remarks like, "You could have married better," and mocked the fact that I cook and care for my home, even though she lives in Brazil with maids, drive her, supported largely by my help. Then things escalated. During a weekend trip, she messaged my husband privately, saying she wanted to speak to him alone. He immediately showed me and told me he wouldn't entertain that. But the next morning, while I was upstairs, she cornered him at the hotel anyway. He texted me while it was happening because he didn't want this drama or entertaining this type of behavior, clearly uncomfortable. When I came down for breakfast, he told her directly, "Anything you want to say should be said to both of us." But in that private moment, she already tried. She brought up personal things I did over 6 years ago, trying to throw dirt and stir doubt in our marriage. What she didn't expect was that my husband already knew everything, and he asked her, calmly and clearly, "I know all of this. What exactly is your goal in bringing this up?" She started to cry, and he was all over meetings and asked us to leave the table at breakfast, which I think that was okay. I tried to ask why she would do that, at the room later. By the way, for context, we went to a place in Big Sur for a weekend and she ruined it. She stayed in the room and was trying to burn with my own husband. After we arrived, she figured she wouldn't manipulate my husband and they clashed personalities. She locked herself in the room for a week. Why would a mother try to sabotage her daughter's relationship with a man who is my partner, husband, and we are happy? After that, she played the victim. And slowly, she turned my brother against me. The boy I loved like my son, but after being so mistreated, I'm feeling angry. The one I wanted to reconnect with now barely looks at me, barely speaks. He stays in the room with her. I feel erased in my own home. We have 2 days left. I'm emotionally drained. I gave them everything: comfort, love, respect, and I'm walking away with silence, manipulation, and heartbreak. What would you do after something like this? How do you recover when your own mother tries to burn down the life you built and takes your brother with her? And why? It's definitely sad that OP's mom is being such a manipulative bitch, especially considering things like, if I had something paid for me and everything was covered, I damn sure wouldn't want to bite the hand that feeds, but I guess when you're entitled, you really don't know any better. Hopefully OP will be able to have some kind of relationship with their brother, if not now, at least when they're older, and free from the entitled mother. And our final one is from DDPHNX. This is from a WhatsApp conversation I came across a few hours ago. I was waiting for a friend to get in my car to drive to work together. I was killing some time on Facebook and found screenshots from the conversation. For more context, the kids involved in the WhatsApp convo seem to be in elementary school, and they have to use uniform. Fake name for obvious reasons. Here's the conversation I translated from Spanish to you.
Good evening. Are you Bubba's mom?
Good evening. Tell me, how can I help you out today?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but my son tells me that yours has a Sonic patch sewed into his uniform. These cartoons are what's in at the time, and honestly, I find it unfair because my son is actually a fan of Sonic, and yours has caused ruckus. I tried to search anywhere for someone who could do the same job.
Yup, my son has it overlapped into his jacket because I can't place his personal info for safety. I sewed the Sonic patch myself. I'm so sorry you can't find anyone who could do that job for you, but I can send you the sewing pattern for you to attach it to your son's jacket.
You serious? I have no time for these things. I actually have a job. How can we resolve this? Either you sew the patch into my son's jacket, or you remove it from your son's so you can sew his full name just like everyone else, and we're all good.
I'm sorry you don't have time to spare for your son to make him feel special. I'm not gonna sew his jacket. I'm not gonna remove the patch from my son's jacket either. I'm doing my best to make my son feel special and make him happy and eager to go to school. I'll kindly ask you to please don't contact me, unless it is for school matters. Otherwise, I'll have to report you to the school management. Have a good one.
Too bad you're teaching your son how to be pretentious and self-centered. You'll regret this when your son gets older. Good night.
Instead of this nonsense, why don't you focus on raising your son? I'm raising mine, by the way. See ya. The entitlement level of that lady to literally demand that somebody else sew something onto their kid's jacket or remove something from their own kids. Like, I can't even begin to comprehend where their mind takes them. But at the same time, I don't even want to know. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.